Mike was on mute. Good afternoon, good evening, depending where you are at. This is your man, all the ways, George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Well, today is, can you believe it? It's the new year. We are now in 2024. Not much change, this is part of life. Years come, years go. So as you know, last week I spent it most talk Monday because it was Christmas. So we took Christmas Day off. But today is New Year's. Not really much of a holiday. You got to go back to work the next day. Don't you hate when holidays fall during the week, especially on a Monday or Tuesday? Not so bad as Wednesday or Thursday because they usually give you a couple extra days after that. But usually, anytime it falls on a Monday or a Tuesday, it feels like But anyway, today we're gonna have a little discussion. As you know, if you follow the bodybuilding world, what's going on, a couple weeks before they put out the list for the 2022 IFBB schedule, which are shows that are pro qualifiers and shows that are just shows. You got some shows that are not pro qualifiers, Olympic qualifiers. Some shows not Olympic qualifiers in the list, like the World Masters Championships. Also, a couple others who just like master shows. But I think that's why I think those master shows should be pro qualification. So we're going to talk about that, and also, we might give our guests and our some of our theories of who is going to make their appearance in 2024. I have some confirmations. I have some that's kind of like up in the air right now. Well, I just had a guest just pop in, and I reckon, I don't know. I think I know who it is, but he's going by a new name now. We have here is Unicron.
Greetings.
You recognize the voice. It's our good friend, KL the Wanderer. If you remember Unicron was the main big bad in the Transformers movie. He was a giant robot who was voiced by the late Orson Welles. If you grew up in the 80s like we did, you remember that Transformers movie was the best. It was sad that we had to lose Optimus Prime. It's like next to that and the death of James Evans Sr. on Good Times. That's like the saddest. Yeah. So anyway, Kale's here. He just did an interview earlier this morning, and I'm sorry.
I might as well show my face. What's up, everybody? Happy New Year.
Yeah, now I can keep hitting.
You got jokes, huh?
Yeah, I'm just pushing you balls, man. Just pushing you balls.
I'm put the light on.
But he did an interview with a lady this morning. I missed it because I was doing some episode. Who's it? It was Lee. What's her name again?
Lee K. Rouge.
Yeah, she's originally from, I think, Great Britain.
South Africa.
South Africa?
She just moved. She moved to Britain and stuff years ago.
Yeah, because I remember she turned pro some years ago, but she doesn't compete as a pro bodybuilder. She's CrossFit. And I think Dee and I think also David also interviewed too. So pretty cool.
Yeah.
She's also
I seen an interview with Dave and stuff a little bit. I ain't wanna look at too much of his stuff and look at his talking points and stuff and talking. So I just kind of researched up on her and stuff. And,
that's pretty.
It was cool. It was cool.
That's pretty good. I think I know with her interview with Dave, she said she's all into CrossFit, but I think she still has maybe a little taste. Your IP Pro. If you're still paying for your pro card, you just got to pay that. And I think she has a great physique. But whatever she does is great for her. I did watch that video with Dave. I listened to it. It's pretty good what she's doing, with her life. Shouts to her. Also, shout out to David over there. He hit 1,000 subs on
Yeah.
Congratulations. There was this interview he had with my dear friend, Miss Monica Perez. As you know, Monica made an announcement on the show. She told me this, but she wants to make it official. She is now planning on competing in women's bodybuilding. Now, Monica hasn't been competing since 2021, and she's, I think she feels like she's growing, because she's in her good part of her mid-40s, and I think a lot of women in their mid-40s, you can't hold that conditioning, greenness, that conditioning for physique, and you start growing, and your body start developing, and that's why a lot of women are going over to women's bodybuilding, because it fits their how they build or how they grow or how they develop as an evolution as an athlete. But But shout out to Monica and shout out to our ladies that are complaining. So anyway, I got a comment here, and this is from um, Muru. Maru, I think he says, "How can you not love the thumbnail?" He saw the thumbnail for it because I took a picture of four ladies. I have you look the thumbnail on the video on YouTube because I'm here in StreetYard and we're doing the interview at the live stream. You see, I have Anastasia Kobaleva. I have Kobaleva. I have Andrea Shaw. Oh, Andrea, I love you. You are so oh yeah. And also I have Alicia Young and Angela Yo. And we know that we last time we saw Anastasia, she competed at the Romania Muscle Fest. Hope she does another show. I mean, there's as you know the list that I've seen, they added a few more shows this year, especially overseas. We got Warrior 2000. And he says, been a while, but I'm back. Oh, good to see you back,
Well, yeah,
brother. Welcome.
2000.
Yeah, welcome. So anyway, other day I had an interview, if you remember, with Amanda Santos, and
That
she,
was yesterday.
yeah, it was yesterday, yeah, and she confirmed some information that I heard that Hunter Henderson is returning. You
Oh,
know,
okay.
Hunter competed back in 2021. She made her bodybuilding debut at Omaha Pro, and she won the regional at that show, women's bodybuilding.
Yeah.
She earned her pro card at USA's, and then she took second to Mona Persole at the Tampa Bay Pro in 2021. And then I think
Oh,
because she has some medical issues, she took a break. But I do still follow her on social media, and she does a lot of powerlifting, and that's a big thing. And I think because she's focused on that for a good bit. But from if you see now, it's her right here. We have the picture with her and Amanda, and I told her, you know what, they kind of look like there could be some kin in a bit, maybe just the
yeah.
build and something like that, and they have Amanda's a lovely young lady. I can't wait for her. I think she said she's gonna try to probably compete maybe later in 2024 or maybe 2025, whatever she wants to do. I hope the best for her. But
Mm,
from one of the pictures I saw while I was looking at Hunter's social media, and she's like I said, this one right here, we can really tell that she looks like she is getting in better condition. You can see right
yeah.
in the pectoral where she has that good separation in the pectoral. And Hunter is like one of those ladies who never got the breast implants, and that's why I think I like her physique.
Right.
And you really see her development. She's thick as as hell, but I
Yeah.
think it's a good chance that we might be seeing her. And like I said, I think when she earned a pro card, she was about 25. That's
Mm,
been at least almost 3 years ago. And she's got to be in her about 27, close to 28 now.
yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, she looks impressive. You know, Yeah. I think this is some things she must be working on something at home. So I don't know what it is, but
What is that?
it looks like a Allen wrench or kind of like you're fixing something. I think
Yeah.
it's yeah. I think she must be working on something. And, I don't know. It's a
Mm,
whatever intended. If this tool can suck my butt, it looks like a Allen wrench or something like they use. When you're fixing a little something. Like some things got that little tiny wrench you use. Like I forget some like computer or some kind of a tabletop or something. You know,
right.
but as she's been mostly been focusing on her powerlifting. As she's a champion powerlifter, and probably during that time she put on more size. And you can really see she's really developed. Growing.
Mm,
I think she set some records during her career as a powerlifter. You know,
yeah.
Here she is doing the bench press. Yeah. 365 pounds.
Mm,
Yeah. She's doing 365 on the squats. Bench was 3 times 3 is 369, and deadlift was 2 by 3 551. And whoa, and
yes.
she completed it. I mean, that is, and I think she set a record. Congratulations
Yeah.
to Hunter. And like I said, she's still young and developing and growing. And I think that's what it is. We talked about that in an interview with Amanda. It's these younger competitors coming into sport. That's kind of keep it going. Like, you got to look at someone like Hunter, someone like Michaela Aycock, someone like also like Amanda, Natalia Correjo, quite a few others who just not even reached 30 yet
Mm.
and competing in the divisions like physique and women's bodybuilding. But we hope we get to see her, and see how she does. This is a comment from a man, Warrior 2000. He says, Mona Porcelay, I'm hoping she returns to the Miss Olympia. We hope the same for Mona. I got the pleasure to see Mona, do guest posing at Savannah, year before last in 2022. I used to say last year, but year before last. And she had a great physique. She took second. She won Tampa in 2021, which got her first qualification to Olympia. And she took, and we know Hunter took second to her at that show. And she got in the last Olympia by points. Because
You
she's
still
sneaked
gotta
in.
explain to me that point stuff, man. I'm like,
Well, the points thing is gone now. They don't use it anymore. But this is how points used
okay,
to work. Depending how you place, like usually it's top 5 points. If you go to like a show like a top tier show, it's like something like the New York Pro.
okay,
If you get second place, you get 9 points, and then the points goes down by it stops at fifth place. You'll get no points at the fifth. And then you do like a show, like a smaller show, like something like Savannah Pro or something like I'm trying to think of what's a or like any of the smaller shows, which is Olympic qualification shows. The points are going to be lower. It could come from anything. Second's going to be 6 or 7, or maybe 6 or 7. You know, and then if you accumulate enough points by just placing, then you go to the Olympia. You have to have at least more than 10 points to qualify for the Olympia. When Mona got in, I think she had 17 points because she took, I believe she took third at the Rising Phoenix that year, back in 2022. And that got her to the Olympia that year in 2022. But now with the point system gone, you have to win the show.
okay,
You have to win a Olympic qualification show. There are some shows that are not Olympic qualification. It's just like you have some master shows, which is like something like the Masters Olympia, not the Masters Olympia, it's the World Master Championship, which I think should be Olympic qualification, a couple others. But generally, if you compete in a show which is Olympic qualification, then you get to go to Olympia. And or sometimes with some cases you can get a guest invite, but you don't do those too often. So I'm going to show you the list because I think the list was posted. Was it It was posted the week before Christmas,
do they have like a
and
the New York Pro?
yes, they have New York Pro. That's in New
Okay.
Jersey. I call it New York Pro in New Jersey,
Yeah.
and they have. I think some shows still. I think have not been posted yet. Right now, I'm going through it
Mm.
because I don't want to. Because like I said, you have all the divisions there, like men's classic, men's physique, men's bodybuilding. 212. So we're just gonna. I think we're gonna focus on physique. Well, physique has a little more shows than women's bodybuilding, but we are, like I said, my main focus is women's bodybuilding, and we might dip into some of the physique shows too. So right here, we just passed. Here we go. We have women's bodybuilding. And, excuse me. Here we go. We got somebody here. We have a troublemaker. He might want to join up. So, like I said,
Okay.
your bargaining posture is highly dubious, but very well. I provide you with a new body, a new show to host. Okay, all right, whatever you say, Raheem. If you're not working there, Raheem, the link is in the chat. You can come join us if you like. This is from War 2000. Um, a Triple O Dynasty show featuring Whitney Jones, Sidney Gillen, and Andrew Shaw, and special guest Natalia Abraham Cuejo coming in April is the most anticipating show I look forward to. Now, it's not featuring; they are promoting that show, and Natalia's also she's also like a side promoter in a way because really you have the top three women. Where we have two current Olympia champions, a former Olympia champion, and I would say two former Olympia champions. That's Natalia and Whitney, and Sydney and Andrea are the current champions in their divisions. And I'm gonna like I said, wait, sorry. I'm gonna put up the list to see y'all can check it out. And here we
Okay.
go. And as you know, the first show, I'm gonna see if I can, span the
Yeah.
picture a little bit because it's all right. Let's see. Okay, okay. All right, let's see. Let me see. Let me full. Let me see. Here we go. And if you have need for glasses, you got them. You know,
Yeah.
so
I'm
first,
nearsighted.
all right. Now, atop of the list, we do have the Triple O Dynasty,
Yeah.
and that's a show that's being promoted by Whitney Jones, Sid Gillen, and Andrea Shaw.
Mm.
That's coming in April. That's like that
Okay.
first week of April.
April
Then
2nd.
you have the uh, Vancouver Island Showdown, which has been around for a couple of years. It's in Vancouver, in Canada. And I don't know if we're going to add more women in that division. When it first started the show, it was women's bodybuilding and physique. That first year, you only had Eva Montgomery. She was the only one to qualify for the Olympia that year. And then the next year, you had a lot more women. That was a show where Sherry Priyami qualified for her first Olympia. You know, then you have New York Pro, and that's in May. And that's a big show. It's promoted by Beth Francis, her husband Steve Winstrom, Weinberger. And it's one of the bigger shows. Last year Natalia Kobaleva won that show.
Mm.
Then you also have this new show, The Clash of the Titans Pro Women's Bodybuilding. And that's gonna be in Georgia, Atlanta. I'm telling you, man. I got my niece. That's gonna be in it's gonna be the same, it's gonna be in June.
Yeah.
Shoot, my niece lives in Atlanta. If I could afford to go there, I would. I mean, because I could stay with her. She told me I could stay with her, and that would save me money on a hotel. Also, she might come down here because she visits
Mm.
my aunt, my sisters. My other sister lives in favor. Her mother lives right here in my town, and I could ride back
Mm.
with her. And that's if I wish I had the money there by then to do it, I would. We got from here from say George. You said Unicron Transformers the movie. What I said to you in my post was what Unicron said to Megatron. I thought you.
Oh, okay. I had a feeling. I
Yeah,
wasn't sure what he was talking
yeah.
about,
I
but
wish you talk about it because hey, we're not talking about a cartoon movie, man. We got to move on with that. And also, he says this. He says, "Eva is fire." I just talked with Eva. I sent her a Happy New Year's post, and she says thank you and Happy New Year back to me. Now that's going to be a new show, meaning that we have now a new show and for women's bodybuilding, and that's great because we know we lost a few last year, and then we have here the Toronto Pro, which has been around. It's still a great show for women's bodybuilding. We have here the Spain women's bodybuilding show. I don't know if that's going to be because I think because since they pushed the Olympia to October, I believe this is the Europa show.
mm,
It's European Championship that has in Europe, so they're pushing that to June. Then you have the Big Man Evolution, which is the Portugal Pro, that's in July. Then you have the Linda Murray Women's Bodybuilding Show, Linda Murray Atlanta show. Shout out to Linda Murray; she's still doing good work for women's bodybuilding. And uh, up next we have here is the Chicago Pro. It's one of two shows that's sponsored by, that's promoted by,
Tim
Tim
Gardner.
Gardner. Yeah, because Tim has quite a few shows. We don't have. I saw that he put out his list. Um, you know, the week before the NPC IFB list came out, and he has quite a few shows, but I did not see Puerto Rico, so Puerto Rico's not coming back. So, and we have here also we have Tampa Bay, which is just going to be in August. Then you have a show in the UK, which is a UK women's bodybuilding show,
Mm.
and it's being promoted by the Two Bros. As you know, a year before last, the Two Bros was in a situation. They were part of the Arnold Schwarzenegger lineup shows, and then they brought back Physique to their show. And then they didn't have it this year because I think because of the issue with Arnold and the money thing, and now the Two Bros is having women's bodybuilding in the UK. I know some, like people like most definitely Lisa Cross, a couple of ladies who live in Europe or close to Europe could do that show. That'd be a great opportunity for them. And then you have here, after that, you have the Olympiad in October. Then the Romanian Muscle Fest, that's in November. Now, missing on the list, because I said the list is not complete, is the Rise of Phoenix, Rise of Phoenix Wings Strength Arizona Pro Show. It's not on the list because it's not finished. So,
Okay.
they say they're going to add a few more shows to the list later on, probably by the middle of January, before the beginning of February. And that's for women's bodybuilding. So technically, I think we're going to have at least 12 or 13 shows for women's bodybuilding. Now, with the stripping of the Romanian Muscle Fest, that's good qualification for next year's Olympia for 2025. And the show here, I think in the UK, I think it's might be qualification for 2020 for this year, or could be 2025, because the Olympia is going to be October, the 11th to the 12th. And it looks like it's got to show. Maybe it should be a little longer. Usually a little longer. Let me cut it down. 11th to 12th. You have the amateur show that's usually starts first, and then you have the other show. So, yeah. So I think like it's going to be like amateurs start probably that 7th or the 8th, I believe, or 8th and 9th, and then you have that middle part where you have the what's the face on the 10th, and then you have the shows for the women's bodybuilding divisions, and then you have the one we finished with the men's bodybuilding division, and that's usually on the weekend. So, like I said, we still don't have the Rise of Phoenix on the list yet. So my guess is going to be put on later, and then there's still some more shows for women's physique. We can dip into that in a bit, but right here we get a comment from Warrior 2000 says the top 3 Miss Olympia finalists are already automatically qualified for this year's Olympia, right? Yeah. So how many qualified spots are in the women's bodybuilding altogether? Well, like I said, I believe, I would say at least 12, because like I said, we don't have Puerto Rico anymore, but we do have the show in the new show in Atlanta, which is the Titan show, and you had a show in the UK, and also 13, I think 13. Then you have the the Triple O show. So counting, like I said, let me go back through again, and I'll count it.
Okay.
And then because don't count the Rising Phoenix, because as long as Andrea is qualified, as long as Andrea competing that show, no one's going to get the qualification for the Olympia at the Rising Phoenix. So we'll go back through here, and we start. Or see, we have here the Triple O Dynasty was 1, Vancouver's 2,
Mm-hmm.
New York's 3, the Clash is 4, Toronto's 5, Spain is 6, Portugal is 7, Linda Show is 8, Chicago's 9, Tampa's 10, and 11 is UK show. And the remaining Muscle Fest is 12, because they had this year. It counts for last year. It counts for this year's show. So it's 12 women's shows for women's bodybuilding. But at least there's like all together for this year is going to be like about 14 to 15, because you do have the Masters World Championship, because even though it's not Olympic qualification, it does have women's bodybuilding on it, and you have the Muscle Fest for this year, and you have the Rising Phoenix, and that's at least a little more close to 13, 14, 15 shows, because as you know, we don't have Puerto Rico's gone, and because that's Tim Gardner's show. I don't know if he might bring it back. He might, but I doubt it, because he already put out his list for his shows, and I didn't see it on there. So it's a loss, and that means like one thing is Cindy Barreto had an injury, there was like about round about her injury was right about, you know, you said this is safe. You can't count. Well, no, not really. I can count it as one of the shows, but it's not Olympic qualification, Raheem. As long as Andrea Shaw is competing there, no one's gonna be Andrea. And then you gotta think about it. Instead again, with that show, everybody who already won their show gets invited. And you're gonna have the current, you're gonna have most of you're gonna have Andrea, you're gonna have um Angela. I don't know will if Senior will get invited, and then you have the women who got invited who won their shows, and then you have the ones that Jake, like a lot of girls like Tina, maybe Janine Lakowski, a couple of girls who gets invited to the show, and plus whoever wins the who wins at the Miss International, who wins the overall at that show. So even though it is Olympic qualification show, as long as it has Andrea there, it
So you
when
making so you making like early predictions already.
Mary, he said she can't be beat by who? Raheem, by who? By who? 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 I keep telling who? Raheem? Who? Who? Explain to you, Raheem. Who's gonna beat her? Can you tell me, Raheem? Who? Do you have a name? Not gonna be. It's not gonna be Angela. If does Angela does beat her, Angela's already qualified for the Olympia. It has to be somebody. If anybody else beat her, those women are already qualified because they either won their shows. So it has to be somebody else who could beat her, could qualify, because you're not going to push the qualification down just because no, that's not how it works. So instead again, who's going to be her? Tell me, Raheem. Tell me your logic, Raheem. Share with me. Who's going to beat this? Who's going to beat it?
You read the article. I have you. You read the article in that.
Yeah, I read it.
Oh,
Not all the way, but
I
I read
take
it.
it. Okay.
But here, this is from Roy 2000. Who, Raheem? Yeah. So this is easy to say, George. Why you keep sounding like a who? Because I can't. Because it's my channel. Who?
Who
Oh,
says the owl?
It was I go like we feel. Woo! That's a little, and this is my man Warrior. He's like say Warrior Man said, who's going to beat Andrea Shaw Raheem? I mean, you got to think about it. Andrea is dominant. She's a dominant force, and right now, there's some people who might chop away at her, but they're not going to get that tree down. You know, uh,
Hypothetically, hypothetically, what if somebody do beat her? Like just
they beat her,
hypothetically.
but right now, who? This is from Roy Warrior. Said, "Give us a name, Raheem. You're just talking nonsense." And you know how Raheem like to do like this. I think he got a. Every king queen has rise and fall. Yes, but right now she's still going strong. And she's not just. She's the God queen. So she's goddess queen. So sometimes goddess queens take a lot of time from the fall. So, but in reality, only way that she does not win if she doesn't compete, or she comes in not in the best condition. Even when she was at Rising, she wasn't like Dragon Ball Z. She wasn't in her full form yet. She wasn't like she's like Goku when he gets to God level Super Saiyan, you know. And I don't see anybody right now, honestly, as a serious threat.
Mm.
We know that. I think Hella Trevino, I'm a big fan of the Big Dane, the Great Dane. She's coming back, but she has to qualify. Um, she might try to do either Portugal if she gets in condition right,
What
or
you
try to
mean
do.
she gotta qualify? Like what
Well,
she
you got
gotta
to think
take?
about it. She has to win a show because she
Oh,
was top 3 in 2022, but she didn't
yeah.
compete last year. If you don't compete when you qualify for the Olympia, you don't get that spot. You have to,
Mm.
do the show. to
No.
get your spot back into the Olympia. So like anybody, like okay, like if Cindy Barreto, who got the injury, right? I posted, if she doesn't make this for the Olympia, then she has to do another show to get a qualification. But she got her shoulder injury. She had a surgery that was back in about
Do they
November.
not to cut you off, but do they have to be placed really high to?
They have to win a show.
Oh, they have to win. Okay,
Win a
so they have to
show.
win
If
the
you
show.
want to get back in the Olympia, you have to win a show.
Win the show.
There's no high placing. You have to win the show. If you win the show, you qualify for the Olympia. They got rid of the point system, which was one way for to get to Olympia. If you do multiple shows, get enough points, you go to Olympia. But that's gone. So you
Yeah.
have to win a show, and it has to
Mm.
be an Olympia qualification show. There's a couple of shows that are out there that are not Olympic qualification shows, like the World Master Championship. That's Gary Udis' show, and I
Yeah.
did see on the list, but it's on his list because some promoters already put out their lists for the shows, like Jack Tatone. He put out the list for the Midwest shows like Omaha, St. Louis, and also the Ultima show. Tim Gardner put out his shows for shows like the Chicago Pro, the Atlantic Coast show, the Chicago, the Tampa show, and also some couple of shows, but don't have wins by the or wins physique. They have figure in the other divisions, and you have to win those shows to qualify for the Olympia. If you don't win, you don't qualify. You can do it next show or say, but wait, next year try to qualify for next year's Olympia. But
Yeah.
like I said, if for Hella for her to get back to the Olympia again, she has to win a show, and that's I know she lives she was living in Dubai for a good while. I don't know if she's back in the States now, so she might if she can come over to the States. If she'll feel like she's not ready, she might try to do. I remember when she got back to the Rising Phoenix, she won the Tampa Bay Pro. That was about 5-6 years ago. So she might do Tampa, she might do Chicago, or she might do a show in Spain.
Yeah.
Those are the shows that she has opportunity if she can get a condition enough and win. But if she's not, she's out. Um, right here we have here, right. He said, God Queen. Okay, George. Yes, she is. And we call it that. Quit heat.
Yeah.
And and he said from Word 2000, blah blah blah. We said Hamilton. It said Raheem Hamilton, blah 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 blah. Yeah, blah 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 blah. Talking to me like I'm dumb. So Raheem don't see the God tier privilege of victory that Andrea possesses. He does not. He doesn't
Over the
understand.
weekend, over the
Hmm?
weekend, I seen your post about Paige Saavedra. She's retiring.
Yes, because
Like,
Paige had a slight. I know we were talking a while back. She told me this. She had a mini stroke. She's 31 years
oh,
old.
I
She had a
didn't
mini
know
stroke. And right now she's taking a step back from body competitive. She's not going to compete anymore. But you never know. She might, take the time off. But I think
that.
she's. It's good for you to think about for your health. Shout out the Page. Good for you to think about your health is more important. This is just a sport. It's not that important.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
hope she does still keep doing stuff like behind the scenes, doing commentary and doing content on bodybuilding, especially for the women, because we need somebody like her who's an athlete, who's been her, who had a boots on the ground, 10 toes down, who's been back behind the scenes. Keep up on your social media input and also your podcast page. You got the time now because you're on the way back up. So
Yeah.
we might go back and look at the list for physique. And physique have a little bit more shows than women's bodybuilding. And I think only division that has more shows than most of these is bikini and wellness, I believe. I'm looking down, because I got to go through a lot of the list, and we have I think there's some even got a few new shows for even physique division.
Mm.
First off, on the list here, we'll pull it up. On the list here, we have, also the Triple O Dynasty is going to have women's physique also. That show also they have Masters 2 for women 40 over. Then you have the Vancouver Island Pro show, which is in Vancouver. You have a new show here, which is the Emerald Cup Masters Pro Women's Physique. I don't know if that's Olympic qualification or not. They have Masters over 40, so it might not be an Olympic qualification show. It might be just a Masters show. So it might be, I don't know, because of it.
Mm.
Also, we have here is the first, it's actually St. Louis Pro, which is that's sponsored by the the Tetones. Then you have also the Pittsburgh show, which you know who's competing in that show? Natalia Coelho. She's going to go back to defend her title for the third
Okay.
time. So that right there is that no one's going to get their qualification for the Olympia because you have somebody who's already qualified for the Olympia competing in the show. You're taking somebody's spot. So she's cutting out competition.
Mm.
Next up, you have here is New York Pro, where also Natalia is competing again. And that's just 7 days right after she did the Pittsburgh Pro. Then you have the Ultimate Classic that's in Shreveport. I know my dear friend Tony McMurtry was there last time. Another lady won that show. It showed that I remember doing my interview with Jada and where she mentioned that her and Mela Ash were told to move up to his bodybuilder because they didn't do as well. Next up on the list, you have here is a show having in, I believe, in South Korea, which is the Korea AGP Pro Women's Physique Show. Wow. There's quite a few physique competitors that come from Korea. There's a couple I know of right now, and even some figure competitors. So you're going to have a show in Korea. That means that there's a good opportunity for some competitors close to Europe and Asia to maybe get their pro card, to get their Olympic qualification. You have the Omaha Pro, which is, they used to have women's bodybuilding. The last time they had it was when Diane Willis on her pro card. That was like back in 2022. She earned her Olympic qualification in 2022 at this show, but they only have physique. They don't have any other divisions. I don't remember. Unless they add a few because I don't know. They do, they don't, but they don't have women's bodybuilding, which is, because there were some situations with the promoter Jack Tatone and Wings of Strength Then you also have the Toronto Pro show in Spain, the Open Championship, the Portugal Pro, the Linda Murray Pro. You have Chicago, Tampa, the Texas Pro, which is where Sarah Vigas puts up like $15,000 for first place. We have here is the 2024 Mac Fix Classic Masters, because that's not Olympic qualification show. So you don't qualify for this show. It's just a master show. And you have they also going to compete in the show in the UK, which is going to be Great Britain. Then you have the Legion Masters Women's Physique show. That was a show where it's done in Arizona, and it's not too far from it's done in Nevada. So that's already on the list. And you had the Remaining Muscle Fest. You had the Ben Weir Natural Pro Women's Physique, and you have the Atlantic Coast Show, which is also a Tim Gardner show. So, and those shows, the Romanian, the Ben Weirder Natural, and the Atlantic are after Olympic qualification, and so is the World Clash Pro Women's Physique show. And I don't know if it's just totally masters or is this Olympic qualification. It might be. So I think physique added at least, I would say, 3 new shows for this year. They did. I don't think they lost too many shows because other than they got kicked out of the Arnold, almost like 2 years ago, they hadn't lost too many shows, and But like I said, shout out to all these ladies who got their but as with Natalia competing at 2 shows already. She did after the Olympia, she did the Mid Atlantic show, which took out qualification for the Olympia for this year. Then she's going to do New York and Pittsburgh, which means that the next 2 people in qualification. That's going to cut the numbers down. Now, when with what Warrior told me how we said like this. Okay, now if you have Andrea Shaw at first place, you have Angelio at second, and you have Arsenio Barrito at third. That's 3 women, and then you have at least, I would say, 12 shows as qualifications. So you're going to have 15 competitors. Because I said again, we don't have the Masters Olympia this year, but we do have the new show in Atlanta, which is the Clash of the Titans, and you also have the new show in the UK. So that's 2, and plus don't forget the Triple O show, So even though we just always without the master show, we have 12 shows. So if Arsenio can make it for the Olympia, you'll have at least 15 competitors. Because the last time Hella dropped out because of she wanted to take some time off, and we worked on making some things after the last Olympia, and Kristen Mendoza dropped out because she wasn't feeling well, she was sick. So then that's why we only had you know 12 women, 10 women for the last Olympia. Because you lost one of the qualifiers for that qualified top three, and you lost one of the ones that qualified by winning the show. So, and then with the new shows like um, with the adding of the Triple O Dynasty, the adding of the show in the UK, and the adding of the show in Atlanta, the Clash show. I think to me the Triple O Dynasty kind of takes the place of the loss of the Master Olympia. Because that would be so we have 12 shows, and if as long as no one who's Olympia qualified competes in one of those shows, you will have 15, it may be 14 competitors. If no one gets six or no one qualifies the show.
Okay.
Yeah. So and then, like I said, and also we know we're gonna have the remaining. I always saw the other list that the Wheatsmith put out their list, and all the way to you already have uh four qualified for the Olympic because I think they have the other. They already have the. I think they have another list for who already qualified. If I can find it, you already have four qualified for Olympia. Like I said, it's top three competitors that won at the Olympia, and also the you have you know um you have um Lavinia Barrio, who won at the Romanian Muscle Fest last year. So you only have four qualified. And that means, see, yeah, it's coming, yeah, about 15 because the last year's Romanian Muscle Fest counted for this year's Olympia.
Okay.
So you get it? You got it?
Yeah, I mean, all I know is like it's gonna be 12 shows and 15 competitors, and what Natalia Cuejo is she, she's gonna, if she takes what, like that physique show and stuff
That's
like that.
she already took one with the she won the Atlantic show
Yeah.
before last year. Then if she wins
Nobody's
Pittsburgh,
not gonna win. Nobody's not gonna win if if
yeah,
she
pretty
takes,
much.
yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Because like the thing about it, the judges are going to go with you have the number two and former Miss Olympia physique champion,
Right.
and I know some women they don't some women kind of really
Isn't that could be like a little bit like frustrating, like because you they working hard and doing all this stuff and just to be on a certain place, but they can't get any higher. They can't get any higher placement.
well, it's about for these ladies. It's about competition. They
Right.
they thrive on competition, like compete. But yeah, I understand. Yeah, some kind of get frustrated with the fact that you already have somebody who's already Olympic qualified competing in a
Right.
show which is for Olympic qualification and taking a spot for somebody else. Some understand it's about competition. They understand that, but still, others say, I've talked to some ladies that nah, it's not fair. It's like you're taking a shot away from somebody who put in the time, put in the work, and then what's
Yeah.
the point of me coming in and taking second? I'm not gonna get no points for me qualified for like one thing when last year when Emily Sherbert she competed both in New York and Pittsburgh. She took second. She should have just skipped New York and maybe did either St. Louis, which was I think that week before New York, or she did Omaha. She did Omaha and got her qualification, but you really wasted your time. You should have just went ahead and did a show, which you could have had an opportunity to get your qualification instead of
Yeah.
going back to back behind the at that time the current Miss Olympia champion, the 20
Right.
the 2021 champion, the 2022 champion. So it just like I said, I know swimming like also competing in New York is Ann Moon, but Ann even though she was top 5 for last year's Olympia, they don't. It's no longer top 5. Only division at the Olympia is still top 5 is men's bodybuilding, which is kind of unfair. But we all know the men's bodybuilding division is the bottom bitch. They're the ones who bring the money for the shows
Yeah.
and the sponsors and like that. But I think because so few numbers for women's bodybuilding, Jake could do this because that's his show. He runs. Yo Jake, I got to do it to my. I want that money. I want that gun. And Jake, he runs that. He runs the show. He promotes the show. He could say, you know what? Because it's so few shows women's bodybuilding, let's let women's bodybuilding in top 5. So like someone like Sherry Pirami, she don't have to compete in the show. I don't know. I think Sherry said she might be stepping back or she might be competing next year. This year. I don't know. Or his girl, Natalia, the Russian Natalia, she might come back because she don't do no shows. She has to try to do a show to get a qualification. So that would to me. Also, I saw the list that the female bodybuilding channel put out. Some women they like that like with me, Keith. Keith, he shout out to Keith because he was on vacation. His son was at a basketball game for his team in college, Hawaii. Shout out to Keith and also Tina at the post. They had their renewals, but he's not here right now. I know he's probably spending time with family, but he'll probably come back next live. But it would make sense, especially that women's bodybuilding is the division where all the other divisions sprung for. It wasn't for women's bodybuilding, it would be no fitness, no figure, and and I think truthfully, those two divisions. Bikini was brought in. It was outside of the sport more or less. It was brought in, and fitness. I mean, talking about wellness, it kind of grew from aspects of bodybuilding, but it was also brought in. We got a comment here from this is from Stephen Prey. He says, "Is the Clash of the Titans a Olympic qualifier?" I believe it is. I believe it is. I hope it is. I hope it is. This is also from my question is Natalia Abraham Guerrero going to go do any of these pro shows or wait for the Miss Olympia? No, because I already told you she is going to. She's already done the show in the Atlantic Coast show that was in Fort Lauderdale. She's going to do New York and she's going to do Pittsburgh. That's where she repeated those. So she's going to try to three-peat because she's done this. She's done Pittsburgh 2022 and 2023 and New York 2022 2023. Now she could try to three-peat in also I forget this. I didn't see on the list the show in Brazil. I don't know if they're going to have it. Like I said, the list is not complete. There was a show in Brazil. As you know, Natalia competed the first show back in 2022. She didn't compete last year. Last year, Zuma Barita, Zuma, she competed that show. She qualified for Olympia, but she's number 3 behind Natalia. So she may not do no shows. So she might just sit and just like her Arsenio, since they're the both top 3 Brazilians in the Olympia, they're probably gonna sit and just wait and just work on some things and skip doing any Olympic qualification show. It'd be smart. That's one thing what Arsenio did last year when she got a qualification for the Olympia, because she won at Portugal, she stopped. Then the year before, she took second Portugal. She won her qualification at the Europa show, and then she did the show in Romania. She should have stopped when she got a qualification and just focus on the Olympia. And she took 7th at the 2022 Olympia. That's because she needed, doing so many shows like that sometimes, and you got to come from Brazil. You need some rest. She should have just stopped after the show in Romania, after the show in Spain, and just focus on the Olympia. Once you get your qualification, I understand you won't be competitive, but once you get your qualification, stop. Focus on the Olympia. That's the big show. And she looked a lot better that last year she did back in 2022. Also, this is from War 2000s. Natalia Correa did say she likes to compete. It's what she loves to do. I'm saying you love to do it, but the fact is, you can't compete every show. And if she does another show after that, I hope she don't. I know some women are going to be like, they're going to smile saying, yeah, I'm saying she's going to be competitive, yeah. But
that's not competing though. It's just like You just
It's
you just
competing.
participating. But how so? But I don't understand. Like if somebody, like I, I don't know, man. It's like how like if that person gonna win, like what just for that. Yeah, I don't get it sometimes, man. I ain't gonna lie. You know, that shit is crazy.
I know it's a lot. It's a lot, but it's like I said. There's women who do multiple shows sometimes, but
Yeah,
sometimes if they do another show because they didn't place or they didn't win enough points, or like I said, just they didn't win the show. And
yeah.
but good example like somebody like Evie Rain, when she took second to Jamie Feldman at Chicago, Chicago, Tampa. She did Texas. She won Texas, but she was already invited to the Masters Olympia, so she was compete there anyway. Um, Another example is like Jessica Diaz-Reyes, who was already invited to the show in Romania, the Masters Olympia, but she did a show right after the Olympia. I think it was Texas State show. She did a couple of shows. She did at least 3 shows. She's already qualified in figure. She's number 2 behind Cindy Gillen. She's already qualified. She did at least 3 shows that were Olympic qualifications for we count the master show, but that was an invite. So honestly, and also notice that Lola Montez, who did Toronto, she won it back in 2022, and she won it in 2023. But she's number 3 at the in figure for her title. She's number 3 in figure at Olympia. I don't know if she's gonna do another show or she's just saying, I'm sitting, just chilling, just focus on the Olympia. I say you want to be competitive, be active, but at the same time, even the champ, other than Sarah Vigors, she doesn't do any shows. Now, Andrea, she does the Rising Phoenix because the fact is she's contracted to do it. She can
Okay,
skip if she wants. I
right.
think she should. But then you got to think about it. You're going to have maybe 6 or 7 other women who already got the qualifications to Olympia competing in that show. And I don't give a get. I know it's like the best of the best, and that's how what the Female Body Channel and other people say is like the best of the best of the best. But still, if this show is an Olympic qualification show and you have at least half the division there competing who are getting Olympic qualification, and maybe you might have 3 or 4 women there who didn't get the qualification. Like you have Melissa Tyke who was there. You had the girl who won the Miss International show, Taylor. You had a couple others like Tina and Nikki Chartrand and some other women who didn't get their qualification by winning the show, who get invited. But then if you have Andrea, Angela, Michaela, Mela, sorry, I said Mela, Sherry and Chelsea and whoever else who got the qualification who are invited by winning a show, then it lessens the chances for somebody to get the qualification for the Olympia.
Mm,
My always say you don't have no chance because you got to beat the champ and you got to beat 4 or 5 other people who already got the Olympic qualification. So to me, that's not really much. That's a stacked deck. That's a stacked deck.
mm,
Um, this is from my man Boy 2000. He says both Hella and Christina are coming back with a great vengeance to participate at this year's Miss Olympia guarantee. I wouldn't put no guarantees out because what happened to Christina,
mm,
and Hella took a step back. She could have competed if she wanted, but she took a step back. There's no such thing. All the competing takes a toll on your body, so any woman, including Natalia Cuejo, shouldn't overwork themselves competing in pro shows before the Olympia. Yes, take a sit back,
What
take a
year three
rest.
two two? What year 2000? He's a bodybuilder or something. You work.
No,
You a bodybuilder? What year 2000? Or you just?
he probably more or less a fan. But if he's a bodybuilder, let me
Um,
know. You can put it in the comments section if you are a bodybuilder.
mm,
But I think he's more or less a fan. But yeah, and also he says this. He says all the competing takes. Oh, this is a repeat. Why you repeat? Yeah. But yeah. But I think it would be smart for Natalia. Okay, you're probably gonna go ahead and go back and try to defend your titles both in New York and Pittsburgh. But after that, sit your butt down. Sit down. I know she's young. She's just 27 years old. And I think she has that little advantage of youth that helps. And also, people say there's people that watch over. She has handlers and all sorts of stuff. But I think she should really take a sit back. You don't want to have something that happen to like well, Chris Mendoza.
She's
Uh,
hungry. That's what it is.
she's hungry, but you know what happened? Why she lost the title because Sarah made adjustments after the last Olympia. Sarah came in a little soft in some areas, and now I think she realized that she can't do that again. She can't come in too soft. She has to come in her best condition like she was the last two times she won. And if Sarah can still maintain that conditioning level, that look that's more what they want to see, physique, good lines, good conditioning, she's going to hold that title. Like I said, I repeat this, I'll keep saying this. What happened to Sarah? What happened to um, Iris Kyle a few years ago? Back when after she beat Linda for the Miss Olympia title back in 2004, then she lose the title to Xenia Keenan went back 2006 because they told her come in a little softer. And then she said, like, you know what? I'm not going to do that. And that's why she stayed so dominant those next 9 years after losing the title because she made it. She said, you know, I'm going to stay in my best condition. And that's the thing is that Sarah can stay in her best condition. And she has to look, even though Natalia has to look they say they like, but, I mean, Sarah has to look they like. Natalia's getting away a bit from what they want to see. They want to see, she has great conditioning. She has that great taper, great about shoulders and the waist. But she is. Some say the debate is she might be getting too big for physique. It's always they talk about how they might want to see it go over because I remember Keith told me this. They originally wanted Shanique Grant to move over to women's bodybuilding, but they said Shanique didn't want to do it. That's what I heard. That's what he told me. But I don't, I can think with there's that debate that could Natalia it'll go over, and and hear people saying like, could she beat the champ? No, because she's still a bit. She does have the aesthetics that they like, but she still doesn't have enough size. She has to sit out another year or so to get the size to beat someone like Andrea. But like I said, she does have impressive physique, and she, like I said, she loves competing. We'll put this picture of Natalia, and she's been doing bodybuilding since she's a teenager. She's
Yeah.
been she's a teenager, and if this is she always posting stuff here. This is from her here. This is her
Okay.
2015. That was I would say almost 9 years ago. So she's 18, maybe 19. No, about
Okay.
18. So and here's his not right now in
That's a
2023.
big change. Wow.
Yeah, that's a big change. That's within eight. That's almost a 8 year span. That's 8 year span.
Yeah.
So and she could possibly, if she wanted to, go over the women's bodybuilding, but I think she won't because we always gonna say the debate about femininity, yeah. But
I mean, she's getting bigger. I mean, like, I don't, you know.
yeah. Well, she started out, she was figure, and then she went up to women's bodybuilding, and then she was top three last couple of years when you do the Shanique Grant era,
Right.
and then Shanique stepped away, and then she took second place to Sarah, and then she wins 2022. Then she, I don't know, like I said, Sarah made the adjustments and just came in just in better condition,
Yeah.
and it's one person I hope I might make her return is right here is Barbara Majan. Barbara didn't
Barbara
compete this
Mazon.
year. Yeah, got to interview her, lovely lady, lovely, beautiful chocolate French lady,
Yeah, I see it in
and
other places too. I ain't gonna say nothing.
I know, yeah. But but Barbara, I think she took because one thing I think she's talking about how it says they don't know how to place her. That's why she keeps coming in fourth. They make her
Oh,
she's a
okay.
gatekeeper. Her fellow countrywoman Ann Moon, she took fifth this year. I think she's been top five a couple of times, but she's fallen off one time. She made top five 1 year, and now she's going to compete in New York with Natalia. And if she competes against, unless Ann can bring her A game, I don't know if she can beat Natalia. And this is the debate about Ann. Ann has she has a good physique, but
Mhm.
there's always that people. She said she wouldn't do it. She wouldn't go up, but I don't know. She, her, she's also, I think she's kind of tall too. I think she got to be about maybe 5'7", and it's just I don't know her for her to stay in physique and in the way how big she's getting. I don't know if she can stay in physique much longer, especially her conditioning looks pretty good. I will give her that. She has good conditioning. She always comes in good conditioning. But the debate is that could she stay in physique much longer? Could she stay another? I don't know. I mean, here's this. This is from the Olympia, and
Yeah.
you really see, she not as big, especially in the legs. That's one thing. She has
Yeah.
size in the legs, but around the upper body and the shoulders, and also the lats, it's a lot bigger.
Right.
Yeah. But I think that's why she's like one thing she says that I remember with my interview with Barbara Majaj said that the big thing about it is in France they don't want to see two women much muscle, but her conditioning is just crazy. And I don't know, could she out condition Natalia? Natalia does have that better waist, a smaller waist that you know, but could she out condition Natalia? Here she is right here with Sarah Vilgas, and you can see how much even barefooted, you can see how much taller she is than Sarah.
Right.
I think she's just maybe an inch tall. I think Ann got to be at least 5'7". I think Sarah got to be 5'5", maybe 5'6". Ann got to be 5'7". And the condition between the difference is just night and day. You know, here's this right
Right.
here, like from the back, she has a good width in the back. Look at the lats. You know, just she has a great physique. But like I said, she
Yeah.
doesn't
She.
want to go. Yeah, she says she doesn't want to go to women's bodybuilding. But I think that's something she should reconsider. We got here. This is from Warrior 2000. Says, "I'm not a bodybuilding athlete, just a fan." Yeah, she gets that.
Okay.
Also, I doubt that Sarah Vickers will win that many titles like Iris Kyle, but the third place finisher last year's Miss Olympia would potentially give her a challenge. That is Zuma. She probably could. She might maybe get second. I don't know if she can. I don't know. The judges are kind of funny about something because I remember Zuma, she competed in women's bodybuilding last year and went back to physique. Also, he says I don't know about the double comment that was weird. Sorry about that. That's all right. I don't know. Sometimes it happens. And also, Brooke, who I'm rooting for and vouching to be the next champion. I love Brooke Walker. I think she was a little off last year. She wasn't as conditioned like she was before because she took number three back in 2022. And I think she took number three back, 2022, she took number three. And I think she took it before. No, I think, I don't remember. No, she competed 2021. No, I think she competed 2021. She did, I'm trying to remember. But Brooke, she was a bit off. I think her conditioning wasn't as together like it was that year. She looked like she got a little smaller compared to 2022. But
Right.
there's some things she got to work on. Yeah. There's one person I think some people are wanting to see come back, and I don't know. One point she said she's going to come back, last year, but I think I'm hearing that she might come back this year. And that is Alicia Young. And she's in
Okay. All right.
the photo of the video, and I don't know.
How
The
would that look for her? Like, in your opinion.
Well, Alicia's been out for a little over 3 years. She had competed since
Mhm.
2020.
Right.
When she competed at the Rise of Phoenix, she was fourth. She had, she just needed. I think she had enough points one time to qualify for Olympia. All she had to do was it because I think she picked up some points at the Rise of Phoenix in 2020, and
Yeah.
then all she needed to do was maybe a couple of shows and she would have qualified for the Olympia. Just enough shows, or either win a show. All she do either win a show or place in enough where she got enough points to
Yeah.
qualify for the Olympia. but I think she's focused on her new thing. She does her mass her size matter movement where she's
Yeah,
promoting for women's bodybuilding size. As you know, she had an accident a while back. She's commenting on some stuff I posted on YouTube and also on IG. And I'd say, I wouldn't mind seeing her come back. I mean,
yeah,
I wasn't a big fan of her, but I really like her. I mean, she has a great visit, great look to her.
yeah.
She's her daughter is, I think her daughter's about to be about 10 years old, 11 years old now.
Okay.
She's I think a very feminine look to her. One thing about her is like, most notably, guys,
Yeah, I
she
mean, she's like a fetish type of chick bodybuilder, in my opinion. Really,
well,
I mean,
she does like she does have I believe she does have OnlyFans. She does also she's
yeah,
also one of the BB websites that's her biceps. She used to be on Muscle Girls, but I think her
yeah.
biceps brought over because they offer a better deal. And
I could
she
see her like on TV or something like in a reality show type of, I think she could be a bit popular, if somebody kind of invests in her. That's just my opinion.
yeah, she's like the female bodybuilder Marilyn Monroe, how they see her. But she
Yeah.
didn't.
She's not the only one, like not to cut you off, she's not the only one I see that probably got that star quality of just kind of just be on TV or something like that.
Who else
But
do you think?
hmm, maybe I wonder. I was about to say Chelsea. I don't know.
Yeah, wait, I posted this a while back on my social media, and she
Yeah,
posted that Chelsea's YouTube channel got shut down,
yeah,
and I will speak on this. And like I said, honestly, she posted her in one of her stories like she don't want to do like something like Patreon where you have to pay, but if you do it, people will pay for it because people are
right.
fans. But
But
Chelsea has a great look.
what she was like, what she like? Did you ever see her YouTube channel?
Yeah, I was subscribed to a YouTube channel.
Not like,
Mostly
was it
most
some
of the stuff.
freaky stuff? Or,
I think I don't know what was. I didn't see too much. I didn't watch all her
yeah,
videos. It could have been because I think one thing Chelsea is she is a big component of weed. She has smoked on IG. I've even done a bong. And one thing about YouTube is very, and here people, and I'm going to tell people out here who are talking about political shit, like liberal and conservative. It's not about who voted for who. It's about money. YouTube is a business, and it's about making money for themselves. And they're trying to go more family oriented because that's the way to make money. They get away from some of the stuff that they used to do. I remember people told me how YouTube used to, you have like probably naked stuff on it. But
yeah, they
yeah,
did. They
yeah,
did. They had some naked stuff. Be like,
yeah,
wow.
yeah, and they're getting away from that. Some channels will get a buy because you know they're bringing money for YouTube. YouTube is a
Yeah,
business, and it's about
yeah,
making money for them. And Chelsea, I think she said she's not going to compete this year. I think she said she's going to take some time off. She spent holidays with her family. I didn't know about her. She's half Mexican. Her father was Mexican.
yeah.
Yeah, this is
Okay.
some of her family, her kinfolk. This girl, look at this girl
Yeah,
right here. Look at this girl right here. This is one of her cousins. She looks just about like
okay.
Chelsea. You see about the nose and the face.
Yeah.
This is her and her boyfriend. They're down there and they're spending the
Oh,
holidays with.
snap.
Yeah, I think that's one of her uncles right there.
Yeah.
And didn't know her mother passed away some time ago. She was from cancer. They said they making that she is sitting there. You
I
wouldn't think
see
of it.
why she used to be big and stuff, before she was a bodybuilder.
Well, the genetics sometimes he can't help it.
Yeah,
We go get cooking enchiladas, tamales. It looks pretty good.
yeah.
I don't mind that. Had chicken and some.
Mexican food is good. I like Mexican food.
This is Mexican food, not Taco Bell. This is
No,
authentic
I'm saying
Mexican.
Mexican food. Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. I mean, I used to work with Latinos. Latinas
Yeah,
and stuff, and they used to
yeah,
be cooking and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah,
This is her dad and her brother, and that's her.
they eat a
She
lot of meat.
yeah. Well, they eat peppers. One thing, they can. They say they start eating peppers by the time you can walk, so they get used to it. But Chelsea, I think she's impressive. Her and Andrea are the two forwarders for really representing women's bodybuilding. That's why I think I know she does have OnlyFans, and I've seen some stuff that she
Yeah,
done. It's a bit, but
yeah,
if I was like a press agent, I would love to promote someone like Chelsea. She has a
yeah,
great personality to her. She is, I am gonna lie, she is sexy. She has a nice body.
yeah, yeah, shit.
She, you can't deny it. She has a great look to her. She would, be a great representative for women's bodybuilding. She's doing pretty good. But like I said again, I
Mm.
believe she says she's going to take a sit back for this year. Probably going to focus on a few things, conditioning size a bit. But I think I would love to see her. Like I said, hope she comes back next year. Make the improvements.
Yeah.
Um,
You ever reached
is
out to her to for an interview or?
Well, I've sent a thing to her, but we were talking one bit, but she never got back with me. I remember a while back I was it last year? I was with her, me, David, the Female Bobbin
Yeah,
channel. And, we did that little thing together. You know,
yeah,
uh, you know. But if she like she's commenting on stuff I post, I even responded to when she asked why I didn't get
yeah.
into her
I
page.
know this. I know this. I see.
Yeah, yeah. But it's up to her. I know she's a busy lady. I remember she said she hated that they did it because she lost all the views she put and created because she was using her phone like I do. I use my phone sometimes.
Yeah,
Sometimes like I usually after my interviews I post videos, but I got to make room on my phone, and I usually that's why I
yeah,
don't post as soon as I can. I need to get a phone with more data, so
uh,
more room, so I can post. I can just when I do an interview, I can just boom. Like I hadn't even posted from the ones I did with Trish and Lynn yet. So I said, I'll probably do Lynn tomorrow and Trish later on in the week, and I still got Amanda, and also got a couple of interviews coming up this week. You
yeah.
know,
I see.
yeah,
You
try to keep
cooking?
busy.
Yeah,
Cooking with
you
gas, son.
cooking.
Cooking with parquet,
I don't know how
not
you
butter,
be doing
baby.
that, man. Like, I don't know how you be doing it, man.
Well,
Like,
like I said, you got an interview coming up with Lynn.
yeah, I know,
Yeah.
but it's tough, man. Like, it's tough, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I see. I mean, I see why stuff. It is what it is, because it's not easy. Like trying to reach out to these women, man. It's like some of them they see your post and don't and like your message and don't say nothing, you know.
Well, that's why I think I say I
So
just move. I just move on. I just say, let
yeah,
me focus on the ones that really want to do this. Like Amanda, she's a great young girl. She was
yeah,
willing and ready. She wanted to because she's new. And like I said, sometimes it's good to get them while they're young and new and also fresh. Because the fact is,
yeah.
now it's sometimes you get someone get a little bit jaded.
But you don't really know sometimes. Like you really don't know where to go. Sometimes I'll look at the followings and it's a lot, bro. Like I see why it's just like a small amount of people like interviewing them and stuff. So
Well, like I said, it's the ones that like guys like the Female Bodybuilding channel. They're a
yeah,
bigger platform, and a lot of women are a lot more easier to jump on to talk with them because they want to bring them on. Like I think I just saw that AJ and JB just did an interview with Anastasia Levanova and her husband, that nut job. Yeah, I don't care about the guy, I'm not a fan of him. He was, but it's about sometimes you have to get people who are good spirits who want to share their story. And some people kind of hesitate, shy. They may not feel like they have something to tell about, but they sometimes once you start talking, they do have a story that really might interest people, compel them, saying, wow, your story is interesting. We got here from
yeah.
Warrior 2000. He says, Alicia is a blonde bombshell babe that loves to flaunt her assets. Yes, she does. There's another lady who I follow who often she posts her stuff and she flaunts her assets. But not gonna go details about her too much. She's not competing on it. She was, I think, at one point she said she was going to compete, but I think she changed her mind. She's focusing on other stuff. But the thing is, you have to sell yourself. You have to present yourself. These women
Yeah,
are working a sport where there's not a lot of money for them.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of them would do the OnlyFans. Not a lot of them. Some would do OnlyFans. Some would do the her biceps because, like I saw it posted by the Female Body Channel that the number of their women bodybuilding fan base is men between 45 and 60. You know, that's when by the time in your life you mature, you don't care if anybody knows you like being a bodybuilder, and you're mature. You're a fan. Yeah, you have some young guys, but young guys don't want to because they always
Yeah.
gonna get picked on by people. Say, "Hey man, you gay man, you like women, you like girls, you like
I
men."
never experienced that. I would just experience the looks or like, damn, yo, you like they brolic, bro. Like women like that. Yeah, that's the
Well,
only thing. I ain't never really got the gay or type of shit. But I think because in people's perception, women ain't really supposed to be hard or anything like that. So they supposed to be soft and delicate.
yeah, it's
So
the perception. Like when I did an interview with Amanda, she's originally from Brazil. Even though Brazil has a
right,
very high level fitness background, there's a lot of bodybuilders come from Brazil. There's a lot of MMA
yeah,
fighters come from Brazil. That's fighting. That's a different situation
yeah,
compared to bodybuilding. But it's just something different for us. We're looking at these women from different aspects. Like this is from a man on War. He says Chelsea Dion, love her, and yeah, she has a great personality. You know, as you know, as I said earlier, Ashley Jones is moving over from physique to women's bodybuilding. I did that. We talked about it in the last live stream a while back, and I posted it. She's young. She's like in her mid 30s.
yeah,
You also so Monica, as you know, Monica did an interview with David, and she's talking about switching. She's switching over to women's bodybuilding, and I think it's probably good for her. I think she already told me this earlier. She said just keep it in your head, but now it's out. Then it's no And the one thing is, if women feel like they can trust you with something, they feel comfortable with you, they would tell you just about anything. And I learned this when I used to work in my jobs. I work in textiles. I work with women all day. I work in strip clubs. I work with women all night. When women feel comfortable with you, they will tell you stuff. They have to feel
yeah,
like they trust you. You have to be their confidence. I know it's easy. When somebody tells you something, you want to go, "Hey, how I just heard that," but then it's like, what? I'm not gonna tell this between you and whoever else. This is from says half Mexican. Wow, yes, she is. I think because her father, because you saw the picture that one girl, one of her cousins off the side. You can really see it. They
yeah.
look, yeah, yes, because her mother was white and her mother passed away from cancer. She also has a brother. But yeah, I think this year might be a good year for women's bodybuilding. And here's one thing: if, like I said, the list is not finished yet, it could be a chance we might get more shows. Maybe. I think as Rise Feast not on the list, and then there's some shows that can possibly turn into, like Jake Wood has a couple of shows out in Arizona. They're both amateur shows. He could turn one of them into a pro am if he wants, and have women's bodybuilding there. So I think it's Sun Devil and the other one I forgot the other name, but they are amateur shows, and amateur shows you just paying the interest fee. If you have enough competitors, that money plus from what you get from the sponsors can go to the fee for the for the competitions, for the pro competitions, for prize money. You know, the thing is, he has to probably have to have either maybe men's classic or 212, or one of the other men's divisions to because most times promoters will not put too much money behind it if it's just ladies only shows other than bikini and wellness. This is from a man, Ward 2000 says she's a great, sweet person. I think she is. She is.
Yeah.
Conversation with her before. I think she's great. She has a great look to her. I've been a fan for a good while. I mean, it's like I said, it's women like Andrea, Chelsea, some of the others that really give women's bodybuilding a good face. Also, some of the others in women's physique, people like Barbara Majan, who I'm a fan of, Brooke Walker. Um, my dear friend Amanda Schnooks, I think she's planning on competing this year. People like new faces are coming in here. I remember Anastasia Ryder said she's planning on competing. Some ladies are taking some time off. Some say they might want to compete later in the year. Some say they're going to compete next year. We really, it's about timing, conditioning, everything. It's a lot of work being a bodybuilder, and
Yeah.
and you got to respect what these ladies put themselves through. It
Yeah.
could be from women's bodybuilding to physique, even the figure, and even divisions like fitness, wellness, and even bikini.
Yeah. Not
Those,
everybody can do that, So
yeah, it was easy. Everybody would do it. And like I said, like the great Ronnie Coleman says, like this, it said, like, everybody wants to be a bodybuilder, but they want to lift this heavy ass weight.
you know,
Yeah,
you know,
buddy. Yeah,
you know,
buddy.
it's
Like wait.
I seen like a I think I sent it to you like a reel of him like walking kind of hunchback. Like I
Yeah,
don't
he.
know.
Well, a while back, I think the story was that he had an issue with his back. That's why he's most of in a wheelchair because he didn't get himself checked out, and it just. So that's
Mm.
why most time if you ever see videos of Ronnie Coleman, he's most time in a wheelchair or in a walker. He
Is that
can't.
permanently or just
I think it is. There's nothing
uh
unless he gets some real. I don't know what kind of surgery. I don't know the severity of it. But if it's something like he has to fuse his back or something like that, he's like that for a good while. Sometimes a lot of heavy lifting and stuff can really do damage,
yeah,
to you eventually. You have to be. But like I said, Ronnie, great man, a legend, multiple time, 8-time Mr. Olympia.
yeah,
Two Olympia shies of Iris Kyle, who's 10. See, people see like Iris won 10 Miss Olympias, but she won 10 Olympias. 10. Now
yeah,
you could say that about it was women's division, but it's 10. That's more than Ronnie, you know. And like I said again, she has a stiff competition back then. She was up against people like Linda Murray, up against people like Alexander Keene. Leah Popa could have won that last Olympia, but because she always come in condition, you know. And people like this, I compare this to like Pat Summitt, the late Pat Summitt, who used to coach the Tennessee Volunteers, the women's basketball team. Pat was the winningest female coach in history. Winningest coach in history. People say, oh, she coached women's college basketball. But she's in the NCAA with the most wins. The only person I think that beat her is Mike Krzyzewski.
who what's her name?
Pat Summitt. She passed away about
Pat
a few years
something?
ago. Yeah, Pat Summitt.
Okay.
You can look at you can if you go Google her, and you'll find that she was one of the most winning NCAA coaches in history, and she had the record. I think she had 1,000 over, but I think the only person that beat her now is Mike Krzyzewski. I think Mike Krzyzewski,
Mm.
the coach of Duke. Fuck Duke. I hate Duke. I'm a fan of Duke. So, yeah, I don't watch basketball, college basketball like that, but I'm still a fan of you. I'm from USC. I love USC. Michael Jordan, James
Yeah,
Worthy, Vince Carter. USC has more NBA champion players on their team than Duke. You might
yeah.
say Danny Furry and
Grant Hill, I think
Grant
Grant Hill
Hill,
was
Grant
yeah,
Hill, and not Christian Laettner. Only person I liked that he's played Duke was Bobby Hurley. And what he got when he got that accident years ago, he really messed up his career. I think Bobby could have won a couple of championships before that, but I like Bobby Hurley. I don't know. I just liked it. He's a Jersey boy. I got family in Jersey. So, but we're hoping, like I said, some of the best ladies who I follow, they say they appreciate it. Like I said, some shows are not on there because I think it's not complete because I didn't see the Rising Phoenix on there. I think they're probably also the Arizona Pro. That's for women's physique. They'll probably add a few more shows by the end of the month, and maybe I don't know. I feel like I doubt it. Other than the Rising Phoenix, I feel like I doubt they'll add more women's bodybuilding show. I wish more promoters give women by. I know they have to pay a fee for them to compete and whatever else, but I wish some promoters give them the opportunity. And also, one thing is Texas. I know people like you know, I don't know if Leah Dean can compete this year. I think she just said she's gonna take a step back. I don't know. We talked about it before, and we keep talking about it. Mela should take a step back after her last couple of Olympic performances. She hadn't looked too good. She hadn't placed too well. Even though last year's only 10 competitors. If you get now with two new shows, three new shows, two, and technically like one just filling the spot when you don't have the Masters Olympia, which is going to come back in 2025. I know Donna Sleep, getting interviewed, Donna Sleep said she's not going to come back. She's going to take the year off. Who else can I think of? Um, I feel like with Shauna Bauer might compete. She might do Chicago, or she might do the new show in Atlanta. Um, Christina Mendoza, Irene Anderson. I think she might be competing next year. Um, see, still waiting on Alicia Young if she's gonna make it official. A couple of ladies who I, at the top of my head, Mona Persalay, she can compete this year. I don't know if she might be taking a step back. She may not see it in 2025. I know I'm not sure about Sherry Pirami. I'm getting some feelings that she might not. Chelsea says she's going to take a step back, and and quite a few others I think are just going to focus on conditioning and size and making improvements. Uh, like Julia Wetzel. I was supposed to have an interview with her, but you know what happened, so that was
Yeah, yeah.
so and
She couldn't try to plan it or something like
well, we
that,
try to
or
plan, but I just say, what, if she gets back with me, then she gets back. If not, I'm not gonna. I reached out a couple of times, but if not, I'm just gonna move on because I'm not
yeah, I
gonna.
don't like that.
Well, that's the thing. Sometimes it is. I must say that word.
It
Just
is what it is. Yeah, you're right. It is, but
yeah, yeah.
I mean, it could. Uh, I don't feel like on it.
Well, it was this. We're dealing with women sometimes, like, especially some of them can be a little hormonal. I know. I go to get some back, but sometimes we just deal with people that maybe they got things they got to do. She has a business,
Right.
her and her husband. They coach and train other people, and she's focused on that. When she gives me the time, she gives me the time. She don't, she don't. I move on. I got an interview coming up with a lady who is she competed last year Chicago with figure. She was bikini. I got an interview with a
Okay.
lady who just got a pro card last year, and she is 60 years old. And
Yeah.
also got an interview coming up, and you're gonna see it later when I post it on my
Something I
in
like.
my
Something I would like.
with somebody you might know.
Okay. All right. All
Yeah, yeah.
right.
So they reached out to me, and I say, okay, if you want to, we go set up something. But you know, is it just as content makers for women's bodybuilding? Do this not because you want appreciation. Do it because you love doing it. And sometimes you're gonna, and then every now and then you're gonna kiss a few frogs, and you ain't always gonna get a princess. But you know what? Stay in contact with women who keep you in good favor. Like I was sending off New Year things to people. You hear my phone earlier. I was gonna get some like right now. I'm just getting some things from say, hey, thank you, happy New Year's, and and it's try to stay in good, and good, you know, connections with these ladies because, like I said, they appreciate people that support them because because they don't get enough support. It's hard, and like I said, they have to deal with weirdos, craziness. Sometimes people doing stupid shit to make comments, and it's nothing. Like I mean, I saw something like somebody posted stuff from Michaela Acox, and I supported her. She liked it. She responded to it. Maybe someday I get it on here if she ever feels ready. I gotta because so I know she's doing a lot of stuff. I will not have her on here because if you go back to my channel, I did make a thing about her, but she didn't like it. But the fact is, hey, when you post stuff like that, that's supposed to be private, people are going to ask and go wonder why, what's going on. It's just curiosity, and it's news. It's newsworthy. If you don't talk about it, who's talking about it? My friend, the coach, he's on the he talks. I say, hey, coach, be cool, man. It's just sometimes these women can get a little sensitive. It's just like any woman, but if these women are interested and want to share their stories and they feel like there's somebody who want to listen to them, they're, like I said, like that movie, Field of Dreams. If you build it, they will come, you know. And like I said, I enjoy doing this. It gives me something to do. Like I said, I don't have a job more like I used to.
Yeah.
My mom's gone, and it's just something that, like I like the fact when we're talking with Amanda, she asked me questions about me. And I like that. She gave me
Yeah,
an
that was
opportunity to
cool.
just, yeah, it was cool, because you were there. You were there, you listened to it. And like people like Warrior 2000 come through here, and Raheem, Raheem, you should be off today, man. I don't think you're working on I know some people might work on New Year's Day, but hey, shout out to Raheem.
I
He
mean,
comes
it's
out here.
just another day, man. It's New Year's. I mean, just because it's New
It's
Year's,
still a holiday. Some people say.
it
My
ain't no
sister,
big deal, man.
yeah, my sister, she's cooking something. I might go over to her house later, see what she got. I might not.
Yeah.
But I know people say it's not a big deal, but you know what? It seems like when New Year comes, it's like start something new. I know one thing is like, especially in the bodybuilding world and fitness world, a lot of people rush to the gyms because they want to do the New Year's revolution of getting in condition and getting in shape. Some of the bodybuilders not gonna like it, but sometimes people don't last till about April. They quit after that. I need to get back in. I gotta get some work done on my car. You know, there's just this car. My sister's carrying my taxes, so she gave me some money, and I gotta get a new battery for because the other battery's drained. I've been borrowing my nephew's car for a while. He's cool. He's going through something right now. Shout out to my nephew Tyrone. He's doing all right. But it's just about it has to be a patience and understanding. You know,
Yeah,
and and that thing is you have to learn that. It's something that just don't come naturally to some people. It takes time.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I think it has to be. I mean, it's, in a way, I'm just sometimes just being considerate for the next person, and that's all. But a
Hmm.
lot of people don't have that, so there's people that do, but there's people that don't. So you
Hmm.
know,
Well, like I said, we're all different. That's one thing about us humans. We're different. Everybody's different. If
yeah.
everybody was the same, it'd be a boring world. I was watching, like I said, they would have a Twilight Zone marathon on one. It's on one of the networks.
They just had it yesterday. They had that yesterday.
They have still have today. I think it started.
Yeah.
It was on one network called HNI. It's a free network. I don't watch a lot of cable. They had it. They still have it today. It started yesterday. They still have it
Uh,
today. And
I
I
was
was watching
watching it
it.
on 48 on the Sci-Fi channel.
Uh-huh. Well, it's just HNI. It's 43.5 here in North Carolina. It's an
Oh,
antenna
okay.
network.
Uh,
And I watched one. It was an episode where everybody was looking alike, and one girl didn't want to go that way because she didn't want to because her mother looked like all these other women. They just her best friend looked like her. And then at the end, they forced her into it, and she looked like her best friend. And just and the thing is, everybody should be different. We should praise our differences. But the problem is, people have their set idea what is different. Like especially amongst us in the black. Like one thing is like I pick on you because I said like this: you're African, but you're not black. Yes, you live in America. You were born in America, but you're African American. I'm black.
and
I
I'm
come.
black.
Yeah.
And I'm
No, no,
black.
no, 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 no,
Yes, I'm
brother. No,
black.
no, no, brother. No. You're
I'm
technically
black.
you will say black, but you're African American because
Okay. But there's black Americans that call themselves African
let me
Americans.
explain to you. Let me explain to you like this. African American is what they like to say, but it's not what I am. I'm not considered American, and I'm not African.
That's
My
cool.
Yeah, but let me finish. My descendants came from Africa. My ancestors came from Africa, but that language and that connection I lost a long time ago. You still have connection to Africa through your parents,
Not, I
grandparents.
mean, yes and no, because
Y-
a lot of a lot of my relatives, they like I had grandparents
But
that
but
passed away,
yeah,
and
but say
then
this. But still again, you still
I
have
know
that
what you're
connection.
saying. I know what you're saying, but most of my life I was here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, it's nothing wrong with me saying I'm black because
Nothing wrong with
that's
saying
what
that.
people see me. You know what I'm saying?
But
I
then that's what people
can't.
see you. But this is how us in the community see you. You is not a descendant of slaves like me. I'm
Well, it depends who it is. If it's
but here in
somebody
America,
like you,
like I'm
some
I'm, I'm
North Carolina, yeah,
I'm descendant of
I
slaves.
could understand that. I could understand that. But in New York City, that shit don't really give a fuck. I mean,
That's New York
yes,
City.
when I grew up, when I like growing up, like they had Jamaicans, and they would be like, I would be like, well, I was born here, but my parents from Africa. I remember this guy told me this. So yeah, Yankee. So I'm like, what I'm saying? They just looked at me as an American. So
Yeah,
and then when the Africans, they do look at me as African. Some of them they do look
yeah.
at me. You're right about that. They do.
There's a separation in
But
that.
yeah, and then it's like with the Americans, sometimes, man, it was on and off.
Mhm.
Some people would accept me, you know, and some people would just kind of was
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
y'all prejudiced. I'm gonna keep it real, man, because
But these people can be
especially when
prejudiced.
we got the last names, y'all is very nasty, man. Like I'm gonna tell you this. Like I'll never forget it. I was in this facility, right, and this woman, she was taking down my information. So she see my last name, and my last name is Nupa. And so she was like, that name is odd. And I just looked at her. I just said, it's an African name. So it's odd. I'm like, and that's disrespectful. Like, just say it's not, it's an unusual name, or just it's not it's like a name that you don't hear. But it was really disrespectful for her to say that shit. And it's
Because
like
she have
other
no common
people,
sense.
yeah, like I mean, white people don't do no shit like that, for real.
Well,
I mean, no, I mean, I know this ignorant. I know this ignorant, but like the white people, like I would run into, like they would pronounce my name like, oh, Nupa, or how do you pronounce that? Nupa. I'm not giving them all the credit. I know this ignorant ones. I know, sir. But I'm just saying, like when it's come to us, and it's not everybody, but where some is just really, it ain't really ugly. It's not really a
what
good thing.
what we
So
had usually back in slave times, there was fusion between light skinned blacks and dark skinned blacks, because the light skinned
yeah,
blacks were often the descendants or children of slave owners, because they raped our women and they had children with them, and sometimes the children were raised in the house, while the darker ones, like the ones who still, their parents were still black, they were out in the fields. There was a few with that. Even, like if you like hear comments like this comedian, he talk about how light skin was popular between 84 and 86. That was the area of Prince. And then, talk about Wesley Snipes, how, black dark brothers, you get your popularity every time. It's just interesting. I think it's mostly because here, us black in America, we're broken people. We have been denied a lot of stuff. We fought for our freedom. Still, we're broken. We just so traditionally don't know. We just don't unify. Like if you look at other cultures, and I'm not gonna say racist ethnicities, because we're all humans. We're the same race. We're just different ethnic backgrounds. You look at, yeah, even many, like, we're talking about Chelsea. A lot of Hispanics changed their name or didn't know, like the late Richie Valley. If you ever watched the movie La Bamba, Richie Valley did not
okay,
know
yeah,
didn't know Spanish. He was raised in a Mexican family, but didn't know Spanish. There was a tradition. There's even some Spanish people that grew up. They changed their names to fit what was the considered mainstream in America. But that stuff we might need to talk about one of these days. This is about a bodybuilding, but
yeah,
like I said, I want to shout out to all the lovely ladies out here. I hope you had a great year. I hope it's be a great year for you, especially with bodybuilding. One thing bodybuilding can use, I've talked about some of these off the while, that it can bring some real injection, some real money. If some major corporations, get into bodybuilding, if you can bring in like something like, okay, good examples like this, especially as like ladies talk about how they get dehydrated. A lot of these people get dehydrated because you really taking their water out of their body. They don't drink water; they drink something like Propel or Gatorade. Those companies are owned by Pepsi. If a company like Pepsi can endorse a bodybuilder, that's enough running right there. If if a lot of the like you don't need Nike, something like um, Adidas or maybe Converse, they do wear the shoes when they work out. Maybe not competition stage, but they do when they work out. Clothing apparel, like, come on, like that could really help bodybuilding. It's just trying to get the right people at the right time. You probably have to get people who's really a fan of the sport to get involved in it. And there's a debate about the Rock thing and also, other people, but it's really, it needs mainstream attention and mainstream money to really survive a little more. It's surviving right on its own right now, but it can really do a lot better if it does have some mainstream attention. You know, maybe something like, not like, I won't say Jake Woods very well for me, but hey, there's guys like Elon Musk or Bill Gates. I don't know, maybe those guys might be
you
undercover
like
bodybuilders.
bodybuilding?
I don't know, maybe undercover. If those guys, those are billionaires. Jake's a billionaire, but those guys are, their billions are continuous. Jake's going off family money. These guys,
Yeah,
family money, it does go a long way, but after a while, sometimes it does kind of thin out a little bit. But these guys, their money is really continuous. It's because they keep making new stuff, bringing in new things, and that's their wealth is just it's worldwide. But that could help. And if more sponsors get an opportunity to support some of these women, they could help them too. Because you know what, it costs these ladies a lot. Sponsors. I know you rather use the bikini girls, the wellness girls, or maybe some fitness girls, some divisions that are more pleasable and palatable. But I think you should get opportunities, ladies. They still use these products, and they should do more commercials and more time like that. Something, a little something. So, you have anything you have to ask, sir? Young Padawan.
No, no, I'm good. I'm good. Stay tuned. KLA Cloud of Wanderer.
Yeah. Well, folks, I do appreciate it coming through. I know it's just me, KL. I know Steve. I know I reached out to Keith, and I know he's probably busy doing stuff like that, but he'll probably be back next week. Maybe we get some of the other usual suspects because I know it's New Year's and he's probably spending time with family and and
Mm.
doing what he want to do. I shout out to them, but I do appreciate y'all who come through here and who commented, like guys like Warrior 2000, Raheem, Stefan Prey, also this guy here, what's his name, Moreau. If I get his name right, I apologize. Um, I do appreciate y'all coming through, giving your thoughts, your opinions, who you like, who you love in sport of bodybuilding. You know, as a fan, we would like to see more opportunities for these men and women. But instead again, I'm always going to be a fan of the ladies because I love the ladies,
Yeah.
and maybe in the future, you know, more people will give them the chance to represent, truly they're athletes. you know, Never mind about the idea of what you consider feminine and all that stuff. These are athletes and they
Oh,
work hard.
not to
Hmm?
get the yeah, Monica Lopez, I think her name is. She what's her name? Monica.
Marco Lopez,
Okay,
Marco
my
Perez,
yeah,
Marco
she
Perez, Marco Perez.
yeah yeah the one that's being in a movie or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. Shout out to Marco Perez because she told me this about this because the movie was when the movie was trailers were coming out for the movie. She told me she had a bit role in. She mentioned in her interview with David that yeah, she has a bit role in this movie. Because she said they had to really spray paint her body because she had a lot of tattoos.
Yeah,
And it's a check it out. I think it's coming out in March. I posted it on my in my community section, also on my IG. The movie's called I think it was Love, Lies, and Bleeding, or Bleeding, I feel it is. And it stars Kristen Dunst, not Kristen Dunst, Kristen Stewart. Ed Harris is also in the movie. And so the lady who's playing the bodybuilder's name is Katie M. O'Brien, and it's based around about the 80s, the early years of women's bodybuilding. Katie is the bodybuilder. Kristen is this chick who runs the gym. She meets, and she's assassin, a killer. It's a murder mystery love story thing. They get in a relationship. She has a big role in it. She's like in the background. I haven't seen the movie yet because it's going to be March. And just show some little trailers here and there, but I
this
haven't
is
seen the
gonna
full
be in
movie.
the theaters. It's
I
come
believe it's
out
going to
in
be a theater. It's going to come in theaters and
okay,
probably eventually going to be
okay.
taken along before it goes streaming. I don't know if it's going to be. I don't know. It's going to be a little bit artsy kind of movie. I might not come to theaters in my area. I might see if I can catch it on streaming or something like that. Check it out, just
Yeah,
support her.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
not too many ladies get into movies, and especially female bodybuilders. Other people like
right,
Kim Zavetsky, Kim
yeah,
Sue Price. There was a lady named Tegan Clive. She did a couple of movies. Corey Everson.
yeah.
I mean, not a lot of ladies get the
Not
opportunities.
too many, not
Not
too
too many
many.
because the fact is Hollywood doesn't come back doing women muscle, and then they'll
Yeah,
hopefully do get more opportunities for these women. Because truthfully, especially I think Warner Brothers going a new direction with their DC movies because now no longer DCEU, it's going to be called DCU. Maybe add a
yeah,
few like this one character called Big Barda. I think I told Tina she
yeah.
could
Think
play
about
Big
it. Yeah,
yeah. For
yeah.
Tuna, I think it'd be more believable, or maybe they might get someone like Natalia. But
But
she has
they gonna always give it to the average looking woman. You
she has
know.
to get to work out and build herself up a little bit.
Yeah, I know, but they still ain't gonna look like a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know.
we know it is because it's not for us. It's for the mainstream, and a lot of people,
Right.
like I said, are not comfortable with it. But if, like I said,
Now I
What?
wanted to this dude you remember that guy that I was talking with interviewing with he
The
worked
comic book
with
guy?
he do a little he does comic books and stuff. Yeah, he was showing me about what's her name, Vladdy Gallagher, the the Russian chick. She doesn't compete and
Oh,
as Wonder Woman.
you mean Amazonka or
No, not Amazonka, but
Oh no, she's not Russian. She's German. Tall, dark
no,
hair.
she's Russian. She's Russian.
Okay, okay.
Vladdy. I forgot her name. I forgot her name.
I know you're talking about. I think she. I don't know if she. I don't
I'll
know if
show
it's
you
Russian
the
or German.
post. I'll show you. I'll show it to you. I'll show it
Okay.
to you. Who I'm talking
Yeah.
about. But
Yeah.
he was telling me about he see her as Wonder Woman and stuff. So
Well, if she, like I said, one thing is they probably wouldn't want to go with one because you did have a Gal Gadot. They probably want to go with a woman that has too much of an accent. Gal Gadot,
yeah,
she did pretty good because she was, but they might want to go with a woman who could speak good English or good enough, not
right.
too broken up English. That's the thing is, I don't think she speaks English too well. She might be good for like cover stuff or
Yeah,
cosplay, but you know, it's just
yeah.
that.
No, I
But
agree.
yeah,
I agree. I agree.
yeah, like but there's quite a few ladies
My
who.
screen is kind of blinking out. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I should cut out.
Okay,
But
okay. But I
but
appreciate that.
yeah, man. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're always welcome guests. So
Yeah.
anyway, folks, we're gonna head out. It's already about my supper time. That's how we say it down here in the South. We say supper. And I do appreciate y'all. My man's Warrior 2000, Raheem Hamilton, uh, Stefan Prey, and also Monroe. If I got your name wrong, I apologize. Anyway, you can go to NPC News Online. You can click in the section which they talk about where they have the list. Check out the shows, and the shows are in your area. I would say like this: I know it costs money, and and tax time's coming up. This is hey, save like you can't save like a few $100s to the side and go to a show. Check out these ladies. You can meet them at doing the expos. Say hello to them. Don't be weird, guys. Don't be weird. Just stay calm. Don't get sweaty hands. Talk to him like he's talking to any little girl, or any other woman. Just have a conversation. Tell them, hey, I'm a fan. I'm here to support. If you can, I will. They have those two shows in Atlanta. If I could, if I could afford it, I would love to go. Like I said, stay with my niece. If it's but life always give you lemons, and you have to make lemonade. So anyway, I thank y'all for going through that. Make health coming through. Shout out to everybody. Hope everybody have a great New Year's Day. Shout out to y'all who support my channel. I've been going on here for almost a little over 5 years, and I appreciate my subscribers and my followers. I hope you like my content. I appreciate your support, and thank you for coming through here and just sharing and giving your thoughts. And let's support this upcoming season. It's gonna be a little bit quiet. Gotta find some stuff to talk about. If you have something you want to talk about, a subject, you can post it in my community section. You can also catch me on. I have two IG channels. My one I use is the one with Always Joy page, and the one I use this one here for when I do my live streams because I don't forget the password for my other things. So, but reach out to me on my social media. Let me know what you want me to talk about. If it's something really that's concerning women's bodybuilding or really just sport bodybuilding overall, and something we really have a discussion about, let me know. I would talk about it. Like I said, try to find subjects to talk about for every Must Talk Monday. Anyway, this is your man always Joe page, aka the Emperor of Female Talk. Like, don't subscribe. I am out. Have a good New Year's Day.